I interviewed my 19-year-old friend, Julie. I was interested in how committed people are to keep their social media personas separate and distinct. I first wanted to know what social media Julie uses. She talked about how she has Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, but she only really uses Facebook and Snapchat. I asked her which one of the social media sites she uses more for personal content, and she told me Snapchat. I then asked about if there was ever a time someone friended her on Snapchat that made her uncomfortable, for example, maybe a family member or someone older than her. She told me a story about how a man who was older than her added her on Snapchat, but she guesses most likely through a feature called Quick Add that suggests people you may know based on mutual friends or location. The man turned out to be high school friends with her older sister, but Julie never knew him very well. The picture to the side shows what Quick Add looks like on Snapchat. He was able to see any content she posted as well as private message her once he added her. As soon as she found out, she blocked him and changed her security settings so people could not add her as easily again. I asked why she cared so much that he had added her, and she explained how she would not care as much if it had happened on any other social media site, but on Snapchat she posts more personal content and it felt more intimate to her. I wanted to know if she feels she presents herself differently on other social media sites, and she explained that she has a different persona on Snapchat than on Facebook, the only other social media site she posts content on regularly. On Snapchat, she shows more personal content, is less filtered, and only really allows her actual friends to add her. On Facebook, she says she is more family-friendly, posts less content, and allows more people to friend her. Her story is an example of how people, especially younger people like Julie, like to keep their online personas separate. We talked in class about context collapse. Context collapse happens in a situation like this one. She's presenting herself in a way in which she did not want this person to see her, yet he found the account. People take many precautions in order to prevent context collapse. In this case, my friend changed her privacy settings in order to prevent context collapse again. This interview helped show me an example of context collapse and helped show me what people do to prevent it. My friend Julie was willing to take extra steps to prevent it from happening again and to keep her personas separate. To Julie, and often to many others, it is more important to keep their internet personas separate than altering how they act online. She could have kept the man as a friend on Snapchat and just changed her content, but she chose to block him and make sure others couldn't find her content as easily.